Please, tell me about your love for cars. When did you fall in love with cars to this minute, and how are you still able to still have the same love for cars even in your blindness?
Nice, thank you. So my love for car goes way back when I was a little boy, just a young kid, and dreaming for big, and the life, looking at cars on TV, and getting to understand how cars work. So I used to ask a lot of questions, just my curiosity driving me into, the depth of knowing more and more about cars. And when I lost my sight the first time, when I was 10, that was like, a stumbling block for me. I thought that I'll never get to enjoy at the same level that I used to when I used to see, because I used to even draw cars. But again, fast forward to now, and I have lost my sight again in 2019, but I still have the same love for cars. And this is because it's something I don't force. It comes naturally. For me to research about a car, I get joy out of that. So, yeah, so that's a Jeep for you. Of course, with the round headlights and, the wheel fenders, everything is exposed. That's why I told you that they embrace everything. And for me to know, different cars, different designs, so that I can, review and describe to people using my hands. That is the best that I could ever dream of, But being a young boy at the age of 10, thinking that my dreams are crushed, I would go back, travel back, and just give myself a pat on the back, and just tell myself that the lack of sight doesn't take anything away from me, and there are no limits. Yeah.
Which, according to you, is the fastest car in 2022 as we speak right now?
It's crazy to say the fastest car, because we have manufacturers coming with, the fastest, to beat the fastest and the fastest. But I would say in 2022, not 2022, the era of 2020 coming to 2022, we are talking about electric vehicles being the fastest, because, the torque is up there. You can't compare with internal combustion engines. So I would say, the Tesla is fast. We have the Plaid Plus. So I think that is pretty fast, because we are talking about crazy numbers under 2 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour.
Why aren't you seeing a lot of Lamborghinis and Ferraris on the Kenyan roads? Don't we have the money for them, or are they not made for these African roads?
Actually, I was proven wrong. We actually have a few. People are hiding them. And I would say the contributor of the fact is that we don't have the infrastructure to actually accommodate this kind of cars, because from not for the showroom, but from the factory, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, the likes of McLaren, they are normally very low. So when you come here, you're bound to scrap it, and you're talking about a few millions of dollars, or not dollars, but a few millions of Kenya shillings. You doing damage to that. For you to actually have a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you'd actually scan a few roads that you can drive on. So I know there's a Ferrari 488 in Kenya, and some guys were showcasing. I'm hunting it down, but the contributor is the roads we have, and the conditions are not favorable.
You told me you're a driver as well. You ride bikes as well. You skate as well. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I'm a crazy blind guy. I'm a daredevil, so I push boundaries that haven't been pushed before, and also go as far as testing my limits. In that, I conquered my fears, riding motorbikes. It's because this love I have, I think I've mentioned this, I don't force it. It comes naturally, and for me to know about how machines operate and for me to use them. So skating came out of the love for cars, just because I can drive and ride motorbikes. And driving and riding motorbikes, I taught myself when I was low vision, when I used to see, because from the age of 10 till 2019, I could see a meter. So skating is, the tiny wheels and the thrill of, the speed and all that. Yeah, that completes me.
So tell me your favorite car. This is the last question. Your favorite car of all time?
My favorite car of all time is a Mustang Shelby GT 500. That is my all-time favorite, and it's because it's practical. Bringing it to Kenya, you wouldn't need to worry and stress about, it being very low for the bumps and, bad roads. It's practical. We have a few Mustangs in Kenya. Shelby is my all-time favorite because Shelby was working on these Mustangs and making them, beastier than they were.
And tell me the worst car of all time, according to you.
Probox is among my worst ranking, and also I would also put the old Toyotas in that category, not because of durability. They are reliable, but for the looks, they did nothing on them. Like the Toyota Corollas, they were just boxy for no reason, I would say. But of course, people love them. Some people fall in love with them.